Hello and welcome to Audacity2Lead TV. This is the show where we give you the courage and necessary insight that you need to lead with more influence. My name is Fisaya Daya Samuel, and here with me on the show today is Chris Ani. Chris Ani is the founder and the CEO of Digital Abundance. It's nice to have you here, Chris Ani.
Same here.
So, Chris Ani, we would love to meet you.
Okay, my name is Chris Ani, and I'm the CEO of Digital Abundance, like you rightly said. We're the owners of Crypto Hub and DABA.School, which is our latest product. I'm a teacher. I'm an insightful teacher. I'm an author, an entrepreneur. I'm also actively into cryptocurrency trading and investment, and I'm also a startup advisor.
All right. So you see, Chris is a lot of so many things, and today on the show we're talking about the serious matter, entrepreneurship, and I'm bringing him here because I know that he's one of the best person who could tackle the issues we're having when it comes to entrepreneurship in Nigeria. So Chris Ani, today we want to discuss this. Is entrepreneurship the solution to unemployment in Nigeria?
I would say 100%, but it has a major influence to solving the issues of unemployment and also poverty in Nigeria. One of the core issues today we have in Africa, and let's go down to Nigeria, of course, is the unemployment. You have millions and millions of graduates coming out every season and they don't have jobs to do. And entrepreneurship is you providing goods and services for a reward. So it's saying there's a value you're offering and there's a reward you're getting, monetary reward to be specific. So for the Nigerian market today, in a situation where the government has actually failed, where the government has not done their own job, because if the government has a economic plan, a system, there'll be more jobs created. There'll be more entrepreneurs even in the market. There'll be more systems where these entrepreneurs and these graduates will come out from the university will be gainfully employed. But you see, when those kind of economic plans are not in place, the solution is now graduates have to start looking for what they can do with their hands, small business or big business that they can use to make big money. So entrepreneurship now comes in. So this is where the person who is supposed to be employed as a medical doctor gets no job, and the next thing he looks of is a solution online or offline to provide. So you now see why Nigerians are now becoming entrepreneurs more and more. And of course, we can already say, 60% wise, it's going to help solve the issue of unemployment in Nigeria.
So now we are moving from the era of corporate jobs to entrepreneurship, because like you said, rightly said, average number of youths who are graduates now are moving into entrepreneurship. And how do we now build the structure in which we don't go back to that square one? It's because we don't have a good structure in place for corporate employment, and that's why we see that youth are going into entrepreneurship. So for us not to go back to to where we are coming from, let's say we are improving in the area of this entrepreneurship. What are the things we need to do? What structure do we need to put in place? What system do we need to put in place to gain ground and to keep moving?
A particular time, sometime last year, a woman I respect so much in this country, her name is Subomi Plumter. She said something like this, and I said, see, no matter how we try to put up the entrepreneurship game, there's a limit with which we can reach. We need to start having things like, if we will avoid going back to square one, we need to start having things like incubator platforms. We need to start having things like replication of the Silicon Valleys.
So let's break it down. What do you mean by incubators platform?
The incubator platform is like saying you have Audacity2Lead, you have the idea, you know how this thing could make it happen, but you need a platform where you go through training, funding, and advisory services that you almost get for free. It is systems like this that have helped launch Facebook. I used to pray one prayer. I think that's the only prayer I have in my business, and that's the only prayer I have in my entire entrepreneurship journey. I need one Peter Thiel in my life. And what's that Peter? A Peter Thiel is like somebody who comes into your company at the idea phase, and it looks at your potential. Mark Zuckerberg, on his interview, never had. There was an interview we had 2013 or so. He was just wearing slippers.
Yeah, I saw that.
And just is, and in the Nigerian setting, an investor looks at you and say you're not qualified for the money.
Exactly.
And because they're trying to tell you, you need to have all the grammar, you need to have all the metrics. Mark Zuckerberg did not have any of this. He just had this idea to have an online directory system where people, students, he wasn't even thinking of 1 billion people one day, he wasn't thinking of 100 million people, where students could just go to and register and everybody can see themselves. So it was like a face diary where we could just interact after graduation. So a Peter Thiel came in, refined the idea, brought in funding, brought in advisory, and mentored Zuckerberg along the way. So it was like having a venture capital, having an angel investor come into your life and is refining everything about your idea, because this idea they know is big. So we need systems like that in Africa, and that's why I know some young millionaires in our time are also working on that. So we need those incubator platforms. I know what to do. I know what the product I want to serve to the market. But you see, can you help me just refine it? So let's start having the likes of the Silicon Valley in Nigeria. Let's start having those angel investors, those VCs who will look at you, and it's not just about you defending your pitch deck all the time. It's not about you being sure.
So not be entirely sure.
Exactly, but let's move. Okay, that's what we need now, because if not, we're going to just have people going round the circle, and like you said, back to square one. And somebody says he's done entrepreneurship for 5 years and there's nothing to pull for it, and one day the person burns out and wears out. It's not like some people don't have the same resilience and determination we have, and they could be going down the line and the next thing is, man, this thing is not working, let me quit. Exactly.
So there's this saying that says idea isn't enough. Like, I've heard some people say you want to be an entrepreneur and you just have the idea and you just walk into my office and say this is my idea. These are part of the discouragement these people are really facing. So when you tell them idea isn't enough, it immediately shuts down their brain.
Exactly.
And so they believe, people believe that their capital in starting business is money, which it is not necessarily money. True. Because your capital should be your idea. True. But ideas are not easily embraced now. So what are the things we need to do, or what are the things these people need to do, to now say this idea, I want to walk through it, I want to see the reality of it?
First of all, I'm a kind of ruthless entrepreneur, because number one, if an investor start bashing my idea, I walk off. I don't even talk with you. I remember sometime 2017 or so, and my partner then approached one particular investor in this Lagos. We needed 10 million, and it was then we've never started Digital Abundance fully like that. We just had that, man, this thing has potential. And we're discussing the thing with him, and his banker or one of his financial advisors was telling him, hey man, I don't think these guys don't know what they are doing, the idea is not this. And then when they kept bashing my idea, I walked off the meeting. They said they were going to call a meeting on Friday so we'll talk. I told my partner, I said, there's only me coming, because they've already discouraged me on the inside. But you see, I turned that discouragement to motivation, because that same 10 million we're looking for, in 12 months, when we started our own platform like that, we exceeded sales in that amount. So the best thing for an entrepreneur to do is, when they discourage you like that, turn the discouragement to motivation. Don't see, you are in a third world nation. You're in either they call Nigeria development, but we have a third world mindset here. Even some of the investors who call themselves billionaires, because of the kind of it seems they are not just exposed to certain things. Maybe it's because the way they got their money, or maybe it's the way they were raised and all that. You see, so even when you face that rejection of your idea, go back to your drawing table. What exactly can I do that won't require much capital from me? If you notice, I mentioned only 2 products in the company, but we have 3 products. One of them is still working, but it's not working as we all envisioned, which is like our exchange platform. But you see, when we brought out the idea for the exchange platform, we needed big money to run those things. I told them, see man, we can't do a 100 million naira project with this. Even if you want to do, I'm going to go use this money and buy Bitcoin and rather keep than going into this risky venture. Let's start with the one that we can even do on WhatsApp, that we can use our mobile phones for, that can even start with a simple website, not too technical, not too capital intensive. Let's look at the little things we can offer as services that can bring in the $1, $2, $10, $100. And that's how we start with Crypto Hub, and now we see what we're doing with DABA.School. Yes. Now go back on the inside and say, okay, what is the services? There are ideas I have dumped over time. There are ideas I have not executed over time because they look so capital intensive. I don't want somebody to come telling me my idea won't work and all that. If you're in the developed nation like the US or so, even if you bring out a bracelet like this and say I'm going to attach to your phone, some people may even listen to you. It could look so stupid, and that's why people can sell broom for $1,000 on eBay. That's why people can sell banana peels, because over there there's excess capital to flow with. Okay, but over here, the investor is looking at, first thing he's looking at is either your company will lose because you are in a country where there's a lot of issues that may lead to losses. But for you as the entrepreneur, you don't need to back down. Go back to your drawing table, and that's why I do recommend books like Small Business, Big Money by Aki Alabi. It will help you know how to actually do some kind of street business with small money
and still get positive results.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you were mentioning something. They said like the investor that you went to meet and they couldn't help. You went back and you exceeded the money you wanted to want the investor to invest into your company. So what are the things that you did? It's not just saying it. They need to know exactly what steps you took, what ruthless steps you took in achieving something like that within 12 months.
This is where the place of skill comes to play. Skill and a bit of experience. For me now, in my industry, I already acquired the skill to learn how to trade. So, and over the years, I've been able to acquire skills that make me a street smart entrepreneur. I think the first thing for an entrepreneur to have, because an investor may say no to your idea, but they can't say no to your skill. When I say they can't say no to your skill, is this: the market itself can't say no to your skill. Let me give you a practical scenario. You're a public speaker and you want to start a public speaking company, right? And maybe you want to do the John Maxwell system. And let's say with the public speaking, you want to be organizing seminars that people will pay for. You already have the public speaking skill, right? Let's say you approach an investor and say, invest in this public speaking company. Is it because it's a big business? And invest in this public speaking company and writing company. We believe that we're going to make money when we launch a public speaking academy and all that. And investors tell you, I don't believe in that. You yourself, you're already a public speaker. The internet is there for you to leverage. The internet, so what I did was the free tools, because I know how to now start an online business. The free tools on the internet were my first leverage. Who will I sell to first? Friends, family, Facebook followers, WhatsApp friends. I started like that. I packaged the product in a PDF, the content of the product in a PDF, and I started pitching to people who were my markets, who were my potential market. And they started seeing that, sometimes the number of time you waste pitching an investor, go pitch a customer. Because the money is also in the customer. So my business till today is customer funded, not investor funded. If an investor comes to me and says, Chris, I have 50 million to give to you, I want to take 50% of the company, I'll tell him, get out of my company. Walk out. You know why? I've done such volume and I will do more. And it's not because I am proud, but I know what my idea is doing in the market. So for you as an entrepreneur, this is where it comes to play. That's why I advise every entrepreneur, learn to use the free tools and the advantage of the internet. Because with that, I was able to package a PDF. What does it cost to do a PDF? Zero. Your laptop, you type, you convert to PDF. And the next thing you're like, okay, Fisayo, I have this company launching. We do so products. I have this skill. I believe if you buy this into this, I'm like, oh, that's nice. And the person came in with his own $100. And that person like, okay, Chris, I can't pay $100. Do 50. And like, okay, fine. We're just starting. Let's just give all the users, and we start accumulating. In 6 months, we're able to do more than 5 million. Why? I leveraged the free tools. I didn't even do Facebook adverts. In short, there's a product in our company we launched that recently one of the sub products in that in that same product did 2 million in the month of December with zero naira on ads.
So
because I've been able to learn this street smart way to start.
And you have to be focused.
Exactly. So
consistent.
the entrepreneur should also know how to start small. Get the little money, that $5, don't joke with it. Get the $10, keep accumulating it. Keep accumulating it over time. I know you want to have the idea to scale big and all that, but start small. So these were the practical steps I took. I took advantage of the social media. I took advantage of the free tools of the internet. I took advantage of PDF tools. I took advantage of my skill that I have. So today, if I'm to start a public speaking a company, for instance, and scale it, I know what to do. What I need to do is simple. I'll package small public speaking events that I can use on the internet. It's as simple. There's Facebook Live. Facebook Live is free.
Exactly.
If your friends share your face, so that's why I encourage the entrepreneur. Learn the street smart way to do business, so that when the investors are saying no to your idea, you won't go hungry. When the investors are saying no to your idea, you will know how to sell. You will know how to pitch, and from there you grow. And one day, those investors who said no to you, when they see the result, they will come after you. That's the way it works.